Hey everybody, it's Jacqueline and I am so glad that you are back. So today we're specifically thinking about yellow lights because that is something that I hear from students all the time. A real fear around what do I do at a yellow light? Sometimes the new drivers inclination is to slam on their brakes as soon as they see a yellow light. But when we think about that, we know that we don't want to do anything suddenly because the cars behind us might not be prepared for that. So what we really want to do is evaluate each yellow light, think about where we're positioned, how fast we're going, how wide the intersection is, and then make the best choice about clearing the intersection depending on all of those variables. So as I'm driving down this road, I see the green light, green for quite a while. We sometimes call those a stale green light, like a stale piece of bread. And when we see the stale green light, a green light that's been green for a while, we think to ourselves, okay, well, what would I do if the light turned yellow right now? And as you're thinking about that, you're thinking about, would I come to a stop safely before the limit line? Or would I continue driving through to clear the intersection? And of course, we haven't gotten any yellow lights yet, so it's just all theoretical at this point. I'm sure that you have been a passenger with someone when you have seen another car run a yellow light, and you've probably experienced that moment of like, ooh, that looks kind of scary. You probably have also been in the car when your light turns green, so the friend that's driving your car is prepared to go forward, but all of a sudden a car keeps zooming through the intersection because they are trying to beat their light. And the first thing I want you to think about is you never want to be the driver that's trying to beat the yellow light. You are always going to come to a nice controlled stop, clearing the intersection and making sure that everyone is safe, because that's your first priority. But there are times when it is the right thing to go through the yellow light. The rule is, if you can clear the intersection at your same speed, then you should continue when the light turns yellow. And that really is the important piece, clearing the intersection at your same speed. It's against the law and an automatic fail to accelerate when you see the light turn yellow, because if you have to accelerate, that's a sign that you're trying to beat the light. And again, you are never going to try to beat a light. It's always the best thing to just settle in and not try to race through any lights. So up ahead, I see a green light. I'm going to call it a stale green light because it's been green for quite a while. So I won't be surprised as I approach the light if it starts to turn yellow. And from my distance, 3 or 4 cars from the limit line, the right thing to do was come to a nice gentle stop. And I'm so grateful that we got that experience because that was exactly what we were looking for. Noticing the stale green light, a light that's been green for a long time, predicting that it could probably change yellow at any moment, and then making the safest decision based on the yellow light. And now we have another green light. And we keep our eye on the light just as it turns yellow and then red. And of course, from our distance, we come to a nice safe stop behind the car ahead of us. And then we get that reminder, when our light is red, cross traffic has a green light and they have the right of way. And when the light turns green, I always scan right and left, making sure that traffic stops, that pedestrians are not trying to cross, no one on a bicycle is trying to get through. And now we'll prepare to make an unprotected left onto a one-way street. So when we make a left onto a one-way street, we follow the same rule that we always follow. We turn into the closest lane available. So on this street, it's going to be this left lane right here. And at the green light, I creep up, I position my mirror over the limit line, and I have to wait for oncoming traffic and the sidewalk to clear. So for a moment there, it looked like because of the cars, I would be able to go. But then there was a pedestrian walking by, so I'm really glad that I waited. And then you noticed the light turned yellow. I waited for oncoming traffic to stop, and then I cleared the intersection. And that step is really, really important to keeping you safe. When a light turns yellow, we've already talked about it. We know that people are supposed to stop, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they try to beat the light. And so you are never going to enter an intersection for your left turn unless you're sure that oncoming traffic has stopped. And I set out today wanting yellow lights, and instead we're getting a lot of green and then red lights. So that was an important experience for us to have together. I'm in the straight lane. The car next to me was also in a straight lane, but it decided to turn left in front of me. So I yielded to the car. Even though they were making an illegal maneuver, I'm most concerned about avoiding collision. So I'm always on the lookout for somebody that's going to do something illegal, because it's not about being right, it's about being safe. And from way back there, I saw the light turning green and then yellow, or pardon me, I saw the green light turning yellow and then red. So of course there was no question about whether or not I would stop. I hope you can tell that I am in the perfect lane positioning, left justified, and the car ahead of me is too far to the right. And we can see that their right tires are on the limit line that separates the lane from the bike lane. On your driving test, if you are touching one of the limit lines, you will lose a point. And if you go too far, both tires over the limit line, that's considered a lane violation. So most importantly, you want to be courteous and stay out of the bike lane to protect people's safety. But also, you're thinking about coloring in the lines so that when you are a driver, you won't look bad by being over the line. And when you're on your driving test, you won't lose any points for being over the line. And I see the red light. So again, I will obviously come to a nice stop. And our stopping distance is really important. In the rule book, it says to leave 7 to 10 feet. On the driving test, the criteria says adequate space. And so you define adequate space by always being able to see some asphalt, the ground, behind the back two tires of the car ahead of you. And that's the best way to gauge that you are leaving that 7 to 10 feet. Really important for safety. You wouldn't want to accidentally rear end somebody by approaching too close. For liability, anytime a car bumps into another car, it's the back car that is responsible. And also for courtesy. It feels really uncomfortable if you're the driver and you see a car coming up too close from behind. So leaving that adequate distance is really important. And again, we get our yellow and then red light. Oh, and then it turned green again. Sometimes the timers are shifted. If there's no traffic coming, they won't hold the light. Well, we have come to the end of our turn signal road. Now we're back in a land of stop signs. So we're going to end our short lesson on understanding traffic signals and knowing when to stop at yellow lights. But I hope you got a sense of watching the traffic lights as you approach and understanding when to slow and stop or when to continue forward. And now we will pull over and park safely on the side of the road. Thank you for joining us for another learning experience. Keep coming back. Every video you watch is going to help you become a better driver. Thanks for doing this good work. See you next time.